What happens when corruption becomes so common that people stop seeing it as corruption? What happens when violence becomes entertainment, selfishness becomes success, and doing the right thing makes a person look strange? Genesis, chapter 6 takes us into one of the darkest moments in the Bible. Humanity has multiplied, but so have violence, pride, and moral corruption. And yet, in the middle of that darkness, one man chooses a different path. His name is Noah. This chapter is not only about a coming flood, it is about what happens when an entire society loses its moral direction, and what it takes for one person to remain faithful when almost everyone else is moving the opposite way. So what made Noah different, and could we remain faithful in a world like his? The world of Genesis, chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 opens with a difficult passage about the sons of God, the daughters of men, and the Nephilim. Different traditions interpret these verses differently. Some understand them as heavenly beings crossing a forbidden boundary, while others see powerful rulers or a godly family line becoming corrupted through ungodly alliances. Whatever interpretation we follow, the central message is clear. Boundaries were being broken, power was being abused, and human desire was no longer guided by wisdom or obedience. God then sees that human wickedness has become great and that the thoughts of the human heart are continually directed toward evil. Corruption had become the dominant direction of society. Evil was no longer an occasional failure. It had become a culture. Violence filled the earth. People used strength without responsibility, freedom without self-control, and intelligence without moral purpose. Humanity had advanced in number but declined in character. The Bible then uses deeply emotional language. God is grieved by what humanity has become. This is not the reaction of a ruler who enjoys punishment. It is the sorrow of a creator seeing human beings destroy the good world they were given. Noah found grace. Then the chapter changes direction with one powerful sentence. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was not presented as powerful or famous. He was described as righteous, blameless among the people of his time, and as someone who walked with God. This does not mean Noah was perfect. It means his life had a different direction. While society moved toward violence, Noah moved toward obedience. While others followed appetite, Noah followed conviction. God gave him an enormous task: build an ark. Imagine how unreasonable that command may have appeared. Noah had to invest years of labor into something the world around him probably did not understand. He had to trust a warning before the disaster was visible. Faith, in this chapter, is not merely believing something in the heart. Faith is building before the rain begins. A strong historical parallel can be seen in the long decline of the Western Roman Empire. Rome did not collapse because of one event or one bad ruler. Its decline came through connected pressures: political instability, civil conflict, economic weakness, corruption, military problems, and a loss of trust in institutions. During some periods, emperors rose and fell rapidly. Powerful groups fought for control. Public office was often treated as a path to personal wealth. Heavy burdens fell on ordinary people, while elites competed for influence. The empire still looked impressive, but its inner foundations were weakening. A society can appear strong while becoming morally fragile. Armies, wealth, and technology cannot protect a civilization when responsibility, justice, and trust are continually destroyed. Rome's fall was complex, and it would be inaccurate to reduce it to one moral cause. But its history shows a timeless truth. When corruption becomes normal and institutions serve ambition rather than the common good, society becomes vulnerable from within. Genesis chapter 6 describes a world where violence and corruption had spread through the social order. Rome reminds us that decline often begins long before collapse becomes visible. The final disaster may appear sudden, but the foundation may have been weakening for generations. The Bhagavad Gita and the decline of Dharma A similar ethical concern appears in the Bhagavad Gita through the idea of dharma. The Gita is set on a battlefield, but its deepest conflict is within the human heart. Arjuna is confused about his duty. Krishna teaches him that action must not be controlled by selfish desire, ego, anger, or attachment. A person must act according to righteousness, wisdom, and responsibility. The Bhagavad Gita also speaks of times when dharma declines and adharma rises. This idea is not identical to the biblical teaching in Genesis, and the two traditions have different theological foundations. Yet both warn that when selfishness, violence, and moral confusion dominate society, human life moves towards destruction. Noah and Arjuna face very different situations, but both stories ask a related question. Will you do what is right when the world around you makes righteousness difficult? Noah walks with God in a corrupt generation. Arjuna is taught to rise above fear, ego, and attachment so that he can act according to duty. Both remind us that moral courage is not proven when righteousness is popular. It is proven when duty requires sacrifice. Genesis chapter 6 remains deeply relevant to modern life. First, corruption becomes dangerous when it becomes normal. Decline usually happens through small compromises. A lie is justified because everyone lies. Anger is excused because everyone is angry. Dishonesty is accepted because it brings results. Never use the behavior of the crowd as the measure of what is right. Popularity does not make an action righteous, and widespread acceptance does not make corruption harmless. Second, protect the direction of your thoughts. Genesis chapter 6 connects outward violence with the inner imagination of the human heart. Actions begin as repeated thoughts, desires, resentments, and justifications. The Bible calls us to guard the heart. The Bhagavad Gita also warns that uncontrolled desire can lead to anger, confusion, and the destruction of wisdom. What we repeatedly feed within us eventually shapes what we build around us. A violent society begins with violent hearts. A dishonest culture begins when individuals repeatedly justify dishonesty. Real change must therefore begin within us. Third, righteousness may require standing alone. Noah did not wait for society to agree with him. In modern life, this may mean refusing corruption at work, remaining truthful when dishonesty is rewarded, protecting your family from destructive influences, or choosing discipline when others choose excess. Standing alone does not mean becoming proud, hateful, or judgmental. It is a call to remain faithful without surrendering compassion. Noah's example teaches us that we do not need the approval of the majority before doing what is right. Fourth, take wise warnings seriously. The ark was built because Noah trusted God's warning before he saw the storm. Many disasters become worse because people ignore early signs. Broken relationships, unhealthy habits, financial irresponsibility, uncontrolled anger, or ethical compromises. A person may notice cracks appearing in the foundation of life, but continue to ignore them because the final collapse has not yet happened. Wisdom acts before the crisis becomes unavoidable. Do not wait for the rain before beginning to build. Finally, build an ark in your own life. Your ark may not be a wooden ship. It may be a life built on faith, self-control, truth, prayer, responsibility, and strong relationships. It may be the values you teach your children, the boundaries you keep, the people you trust, and the habits that protect your mind. Your ark may be the honest work you continue doing when others take shortcuts. It may be the forgiveness that protects your heart from bitterness, or the discipline that protects your future from temporary temptation. The world may not always understand what you are building. Build it anyway. Genesis chapter 6 shows us a world filled with corruption, but it does not end with corruption. It introduces a man who found grace, walked with God, and obeyed when obedience required courage. The message is not that one person can control an entire generation. The message is that one person can still choose faithfulness within that generation. When violence becomes normal, choose peace. When dishonesty becomes profitable, choose truth. When selfishness becomes fashionable, choose responsibility. And when the storm has not yet appeared, begin building what wisdom has already told you to build. If this video helped you understand Genesis chapter 6 in a deeper way, please like, share, and subscribe to God's Ancient Wisdom. In the next episode, we will continue into Genesis chapter 7, where the flood begins, the ark is entered, and Noah's long obedience faces its greatest test. Until then, remember, when the whole world moves in the wrong direction, walking with God may feel lonely, but it can preserve hope for generations to come.